Amy and Frankie
Amy
go
and Frankie
to the
use
welding.
dry dock. They decided to go welding.
And
Okay.
they suck at that.
It was an odd decision for them because I would have thought the two of them come across kind of artsy, kind of, fun. Welding does not strike me as the type of thing they would choose, but they did.
Why would
and they got there and they realized that welding is not that easy.
I mean, I get that why Julian and Emmett did it. I get why, because Emmett works on a farm, and so that's kind of
welding is something he can do.
Steph and Kristen, I don't understand why. Maybe they thought it'd be easier, or they don't know artsy types.
They did choose dry dock as well, and actually they didn't do too bad. Was it I think third attempt?
Yeah, they did really good. Of course, called her a professional lesbian since she was 14.
Yeah, so she should know how to weld. I'm not sure where that ties in, but okay.
You're stereotyping the lesbian thing because they're all macho women. They're just lesbians. There are different types of there's a diversity of lesbians. I think I don't know. I'm not an expert on lesbian.
There we go.
I have no idea.
We don't. Not at all.
I'm lost.
Yeah. So everybody eventually gets to the detour. So we've got Frankie and Amy doing the welding. We've got Julian and Emmett doing welding. We've got Steph and Kristen doing welding.
And that's it.
And then we've got the other three teams all did art rock.
Yeah, Rena Vets, Joel and Ashley, and Julian Lowe. And surprisingly, the team with the blind guy who can't see. Well, he can't see, but he's legally blind.
He can see, but they had no problem with that.
They had no problem. Joel and Ashley were like terrible.
To be fair, I think Julie did a fair bit of that. He did the spraying part, but I think she did a lot of the actual sorting it out.
Still, you're doing a task that involves lots of visual stuff, and you're beaten by the team with the blind guy.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. And they have a great attitude. I really like them.
I love them. They're a great team. They're having loads of fun.
They are.
Even with the
they're enjoying it.
They're having a good time. That's how you do the race. You have a good time.
Kick back, relax, and just run.
They are the favorites of everybody. Everybody loves them.
I think so. Yeah.
And because he's not playing the blind thing. Oh, I'm blind. All this kind of stuff. He's going like, I'm blind. He's having fun with it. I'm going to be in the Paralympics. He's like, that's great how they do this stuff because he's having a load of fun. He makes fun of himself.
Well, and as I said in my blog, I mean, for a guy with bad eyesight, he's got great vision.
Yeah, he does. Real good. That was true. I remember that line. That's a great line. He does. We can sell that to him.
Yeah. So Steph and Kristen finish the welding task, and they're off to the pit stop, Dundurn Castle. Pit stop. And of course, Julian Lowell also finished the art rock side.
Yeah.
They're off to the pit stop.
Julian and Emmett are done too, so they're off to the pit stop.
Julian and Emmett are off, and they're off to the pit stop. So the editing shows, everybody's kind of close. Now we know the way editing works that, they may be closer or not. You never know.
I think Julian and Emmett and Steph and Kristen were a little more relatively close.
I think they were Julian Lowell. Julian Lowell because you don't know.
Based on how Julian and Emmett I don't know, the train thing.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Anyway,
we'll get to the train thing. So, we're back.
We're back.
We've got we got what?
We're at the pit stop.
We're at the pit stop.
Yeah. John says you are the first team to arrive.
Yeah, Steph and Kristen get to the pit stop. They're the first team to arrive, and they're quite happy with that because that's 2 in a row that they've come in first.
But
kind of broken that second place curse.
Even though they get a prize.
And then they get another clue and they're off running. So they're going to Kingston.
Kingston by train.
They're going to take a GO train from Hamilton to Toronto and then Toronto to Kingston.
Yeah.
So off they run.
There are only 2 trains leaving from Toronto to Kingston. One's at 3:30, one's at 5:40. That's what they figure out on the train. So they're going, if teams are too late, they'll miss the 5:40 train and they'll have to leave early in the morning and they'll be like toast.
Yeah, whoever ends up having to leave the next day is going to be in trouble.
And so they cut to Ashley and Joel who are
still struggling
on the art thing.
The art thing. Well, and the problem that they had is that for some reason they used a stencil and did 2 colors on one stencil. This is not the way to do stencil art. Stick to one color, then go to another stencil. If you got the stencils in the wrong order, that's fine, you can fix that. But if you're using 2 colors on one stencil, this is not the way to do that. Sorry.
Art guy.
Art guy. I've done enough of this.
That would have been nice if we were at the viewing party. Would have turned out, this is how you do stencil. What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
And they would have said, yeah, shut up.
But we weren't there, so I'll give it that.
And Frank and Amy switched tasks, but still beat Joel and Ashley.
Still beat Joel.
Which showed me that they should have done this task first. They seemed very artistic.
They would have been first.
They would have
Had
been
they
first.
done that task first,
They would have been first.
They would have been out and first, and they would have been probably an hour.
And they get a beer in this process.
As they ran out the craft beer store, they grabbed a beer each. Off they go. So while they're
Cheers
to
them for that. Good move.
And while they're at the mat, Amy's still drinking.
I'm surprised John didn't say, "Could you bring one for me?"
Good point. I'm kind of wondering though how the cab driver let them into the cab with open beers.
It's not legal.
What beer?
Unless they had extra beer in their backpack, which might be a good idea, and then
might.
opened it when they ran to the mat because they
Maybe they
thought,
grabbed
"Hey,
two.
we're done."
Grabbing two would have been what we've done.
And that's why she was a little buzzed after John says you were
They're still running.
still running.
Yeah. And everybody gets that. And Joel and Ashley are the last team to arrive. And Ashley's all, she's not ready to go home. She's all kind of teary-eyed and upset about it.
Yeah.
And then John's like, well, we're going to give you another shot. Just keep running and time to make it up.
Yeah.
So
When John doesn't eliminate you first,
yeah,
you're still resting.
you're still running.
Yeah.
So
when he asks you a question, how are you feeling? Are you sad?
yeah, if he starts with the questions before he tells you where you
You're
are
fine.
or what's happening to you, you're good.
Yeah, you're okay. You're in last, but you're still playing.
Now, being in last on a continuing leg, at least they don't have a speed bump.
That's true.
So-
No speed bump, and
so
they'll probably catch up to the
They're
train.
probably, you've got a 3:30 and a 5:40 train. They're probably not far enough behind that they're going to miss the 5:40 train.
No.
So everybody's probably going to end up in the middle of the night showing up in Kingston.
Probably
Probably
so.
around 8, 9 o'clock in Kingston. Whatever they're going to be doing ain't going to start till 9 in the morning.
There'll be probably 3 teams on the 3:30 train and 3
Probably another
teams
3
on
to
the
5:40.
at 5:40. They'll all get there, and as you said, they'll all catch up anyway. We'll see next week when there's a double U-turn.
Yep. Beware the double U-turn.
Dun, 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 dun. I hope someone uses it. They don't just
Well,
leave
we
it
would.
sit there. Oh yeah, it's a
We'd use it.
plot
On pretty
device.
much every team except Julian Lowell. Now we'd probably use it on them.
Well, if Julian were behind us and we needed it, we would use it. We would apologize and people would boo us and go, "Ooh." But
We're not that evil, are we? I guess we'll see.
well, he wants to compete as a real as a racer and not
Yeah.
be helped because he's blind. Then yeah, bam.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Especially if they're right behind us.
Especially
If they're right behind us, I'm sorry, we'd use it.
Yeah.
If there's 6 teams behind us, probably not.
Yeah.
And that's our review.
That's a review. See you later.